It is time for the PSL talk show, week 3 of the PSL talk show. Now, what we're going to do in this episode, we're going to go over two teams each. One team is a team that's done really well this season that we didn't see coming, and another team that, even though they might look like they're in a rough spot, like standing wise, are in a good position to make the playoffs based on their like schedule going forward and who we have like confidence in making the playoffs. I'm gonna let Friedel go first because he might have to dip very soon.
I did not expect Cincinnati to be where they are
What's that?
at all. And, well, mostly because they had a very difficult schedule, and I was not familiar with their game. There was a decent amount of luck in those games, depending on what's the next two games.
Some people call it luck. I call it skill. Like Kingdra dodged that
Advanced
Draco meteor.
tactics.
Kingdra dodged that Draco meteor with like gracefulness.
So their next two games, Aqua Jets and Bedoofs. Not gonna really sugarcoat it. I feel like they probably lose to the Bedoofs.
I mean, that was
It makes sense.
the man in Vegas. That was the team that he ranked number 2 going into the season. So it's going to be definitely a tough opponent.
Yeah.
But he already faced 2 really tough opponents and he beat them. So we'll see what happens. And the team that is kind of struggling right now that you think is going to do like really well to end the season.
I feel like LA Rampart might be able to pull it through because,
dude, that's a spicy pick.
So far they've had because they've had 2 games where they could have definitely won, but they ended up just making one wrong play late game that cost them the game. But they could have. But if they made the correct play there, they definitely won the game. Like they're 0-3 right now, but could have been 2-1. Obviously, my win, I completely dumpstered them, but
just to rub it in while the win's still fresh. But in week 4 they have Detroit, who I believe is a winless team, and then in week 5 they have Arizona. So Arizona will be tough, and they do need to win by like I would say quite a bit because I think they're -9 in differential. But if they can pull off the, I'm gonna say upset against Arizona, they could be in like a pretty decent spot.
I mean, if I'm looking at whichever side I'm on, I don't know.
The Violet side, yeah.
I mean, Green Bay has only had 1 win, so they're not out of playoff contention at all. I mean,
definitely not.
There's a bunch of. I think Green Bay only has 1 win. I don't know how many wins Arizona has.
Arizona has 2.
Right now.
They're 2-1 right now.
Okay. Yeah, but if they pull off the upset versus Arizona, I think they can definitely make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, the fact that they are playing Arizona is like so huge for them, actually. Like that might be the game of the week, as it might have like the most implications for playoffs in like week 5.
What's Arizona's week 4 game? Arizona's playing Slow Kings.
Okay, so that's Slow
if
Kings
Arizona
have been
loses
decent.
That, then Rampardos have a good shot at getting into playoffs if they can pull off that win.
I like it. If you need to dip at any time, you can. It's all good. Okay, so my team that has been pretty surprising to me, it was also Cincinnati. That was my pick. The fact that their schedule was so hard, and to be 3-0 and plus 11, that's a good differential. Like I'm 3-0 and my differential is +8. Like for Cincinnati, it's a differential that is like insane to me. After like their schedule, it's crazy. Because everyone is absolutely terrified of Pup, and everyone is absolutely terrified of Donkey, and he kind of won both, and they weren't just like. Some say luck, but listen, that Kingdra dodging the Draco meteor, that's the shit that we love. We love that shit. And then the Terra Fairy again to just set up again was like awesome. It was awesome. It was cool. I love it. But the teams that have started slow, that are still in like a good position, there were actually a lot of teams that I could have picked. The 3 that stood out to me the most was Jacksonville, New England, and Denver. But I'm gonna go Jacksonville. Um, they are third in their division. They're 1-2, but their differential is 0. So their differential is not bad for a 1-2 team. And to make playoffs, you can get into the playoff game with a negative win-loss record if your differential is good. And to finish the season, they have the Wild Chargers, and in week 5 they have Tennessee. So I think Tennessee is definitely a winnable game, and then week 4 is more like a 50-50. And then I believe Denver also has the exact same schedule, just flipped. So they play Tennessee in week 4, and then Wild Chargers week 5. So they're both like almost in the exact same spot, because I think Denver's differential is just -1. So these two teams are like almost identical. And then New England's, I didn't pick them because their differential is -6, but they have probably the easiest schedule to finish the season among all the teams. So, but I kind of have faith in Jacksonville. The coach has been like very demotivated after they've just been on like a massive losing streak like the last few seasons after they started so strong on their season debut and their second season. So we'll see how it goes. But Jacksonville are my pick to kind of finish strong, and even like they could honestly finish. See, right now they are the 9th seed, so they're in. Even though they have a negative win rate, I reckon they could easily finish 7th seed or higher, I think. But Jacksonville's my pick. I'm high for Jacksonville.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
So, quick episode for this one. Hope you'll enjoy it. We're going to do another one soon. If you want to be a guest on the PSL talk show, on the great PSL talk show, then just message me. Hit me up with like a segment idea of like something to talk about, and we can do it. It can be anything. It can be something about the league. It can be something completely stupid. Like we can do a tier list of coaches that we think would be most likely to win a fight against the Bear. I don't fucking care. We can do anything. But just hit me up and we'll figure it out.